If you could tell us a bit more about your hobbies, interests, occupation, family before you got diagnosed with MND.
I have been married for 40 years and I have 4 children and 2 grandchildren. My oldest child is Amy, who lives in London with her husband Richard and daughter Olivia. Amy is a midwife and Richard is an investment banker. My second eldest child is Helen, who is married to Chris, and they live quite near us in Bedfordshire with their son Ryan. Helen is a professional flautist and flute teacher, and Chris is a self-employed accountant and also a retained part-time fireman. Helen studied for her music degree and diploma at the Royal Welsh College for Music and Drama in Cardiff. My 3rd child is Phoebe, who is married to Gillian, and they live in Morpeth in Northumberland. David is a flight lieutenant in the Royal Air Force, and Gillian is a qualified solicitor. My youngest child is Robin, who is not married but lives with his partner Natalie in Manchester. Robin studied music production at Leeds College of Music and now works in the music department of Salford University. Robin also has his own band which is quite successful and has released a CD which is available on iTunes, Amazon, etc. Robin writes all the songs and is lead singer and guitarist, and they play at festivals and gigs all over the UK. Natalie is also a musician. She is a classical saxophonist, but currently works for the Royal Bank of Scotland until a suitable opportunity arises. Before retiring from the health grounds, I was employed by the pharmaceutical giant AstraZeneca as a project manager in research and development, managing drug development projects. Before being diagnosed with motor neuron disease, I played lots of sports. In my youth, football, rugby, cycle racing, and Grand Green bowls. Then in the later years, squash and running, and in fact competed in many half marathons and thriller marathons. My best time for the marathon being 3 hours and 43 minutes. My greatest love, however, was golf. I not only played but also caddied on the ladies and seniors European tours, plus celebrity programs. Notable players I have worked for include Formula World number 2, Sophie Gustafsson, and in the celebrity world, Johnny Mathis and Don Felder, former member of the Eagles and co-writer of Hotel California. For a few years, I also worked for the BBC as a soundman on all their golf events. This involved standing next to the players on the fairway, capturing the sound of the shot and the chat between player and caddy. I retired from golf at the 2010 Open on the 18th green at the Homewood Golf, St Andrews in Scotland, where I received a replica of the 18th flag signed by the BBC golfing. During my life I have done many different and varied things. From the age of 18 I was a disc jockey ultimately working for the entertainment organization Mecca at the height of the disco era in the 70s. During this time I appeared with many of the pop stars of the day, including Leo Sayer, The Sweet, Kiki D, Karen Diwali, and even the Bay City Rollers. I worked 6 nights each week, and on a Saturday before 2,000 people. In 1984 I appeared in a major feature film, which is a classic. The film was Christmas Carol, starring George C. Scott, Susanna York, and Frank Finlay. I was hired as an extra for the dancing scene, because I was a dancer in my early teens. However, when the film was shot, I was lucky enough to get a full screen close-up. This film was shown all over the world and still appears every Christmas. In the mid-80s, in line with my love for golf, I became a career, the Ladies European Tour and Senior European Tour. This also led to a job with the BBC golfing as fairways and man on all the major golf events covered by the BBC. This I did until my illness forced me to retire in 2010. Due to my enthusiasm for pub quizzes, I have appeared on television in quiz shows 3 or 4 times.
Did your life change after the diagnosis?
After diagnosis, it was obviously a great shock, and I personally didn't believe it, and went for a second opinion to London King's College Hospital, where motor neurone was confirmed. Then I had what I call an altered reality. Sporting interest slowly stopped, and everyday living had to adapt to physical changes.
What were the first tools you tried in order to help improve your communication?
At first my voice was okay, but I realized that it would probably get worse. Motor neuron first affected my arms and hands and made typing difficult, and therefore used drag and dictate. I realized that my voice would go, and discovered voice banking through ModelTalker, and took part while my voice was relatively clear and understandable.
You hear about Predictable, and how did you decide that it was the ideal product for you?
After banking my voice with ModelTalker, I changed my computer from Windows to an Apple Mac. At this stage, my speech was still okay. I then bought an iPad, which provided me with a lot of help. At the beginning of last year, my voice started to deteriorate, and I discovered Predictable whilst looking for a suitable voice application for Apple devices. After receiving a recommendation from a friend, I was then overjoyed when I heard that there was a possibility that ModelTalker voices could be used with Predictable.
How long have you been using Predictable? What is your favourite features, and how has it changed your life?
I have had Predictable for about 20 months. My favourite features are stored phrases, with the ability to customize them. From a fun point of view, I love the emotes, which in my view add spice to the conversation on Predictable. It has changed my life because although my speech is not too bad, with motor neuron tiredness is an issue, and when this happens I can still communicate. It also very useful for drafting emails and social media entries by cutting and pasting from Predictable.
So you've recently been given the news that ModelTalker will be integrated into Predictable, as you've already got there. This will be the first AAC app to have voice banking integration. What are your thoughts on this?
Long overdue. I was a little frustrated, having spent 6 months recording words and phrases into ModelTalker, and then discovering I couldn't use the voice I had created on my iPad. This worried me a little, because I was aware that my voice was getting worse, and I didn't want to use a Stephen Hawking type robot synthesized voice.
Sum up Predictable in one word, what would it be?
Liberating.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.